Hi friends, it's Allison. Welcome back to AJ's Inspired Life. Welcome if you're new. We are going to work on our February, my February creative daily journal. And I thought I'd bring you along. Now, I brought you along for part one, so if you haven't seen it and you want to, you can find it on my playlist of making a journal. This is not a tutorial, okay? This is like me making a journal. So welcome to the chaos. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what we can do. So we are leaving on a vacation. I'm not going to be here for lots of the first days of February. So I'm going to try and make this now so I can post it while I'm gone, but I'm not going to get to it for a while. So I have chosen the paper. I have folded it. That's all in the first video. This was a junk journal that I was making anyway. It had quite a bit, almost double the amount of paper in it. And I made it out of this Dolly box. But when it came time for February and I needed a journal, I'm like, there is nothing like more perfect than a Dolly Parton fudge box that's pink, and I Mod Podged it. It's sparkly, and we're going to Tennessee. So yeah, we're doing it. We're going to do it. Now it's very, very wide, which is completely fine with me. I think it won't gator mouth, we'll see. Okay. What are my thoughts? I think I want to put some eyelets in here. Now, ironically, I've had this kit forever. It's always linked below in my Ride or Die supplies, my Amazon links. You guys all know how those work. Ironically, I don't have any pink ones in here left because why? Well, I've used them. I know you're like, that's weird, Allison. You don't like pink. I know. It seems strange to me too. But when you see the pink eyelets that it came with, you'll know why. Because look how stinking cute they are. They're hearts. I don't think I have 3 of them, but we can certainly try. I mean, here's a white flower that we could probably use with it. I just don't think I have 3 hearts left. This was a kit from 15, 20 years ago on QVC. Some of you aren't old enough to really know what QVC is. I don't even know. I guess it's still around. What do I know? I don't even know. And it came with all these different shapes and different colors of eyelets that, when I was scrapbooking it in my heyday, I thought, oh, that is perfect. I'm going to need all of those. Obviously, I don't. Here's another pink, but it's not a heart. But you know what? Beggars cannot be choosers at this point. They used to be all color separated. They've obviously gotten a little mixed now. This is another section of Brad things I put in here. They probably don't really belong in here, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. And I just don't think, if I could find one more pink, it would make me happy. Oh, there's a pink right there. And okay, we're going to take these out before I flip it and lose them all, because now I can kind of turn it, but I don't really need it. Unless I found another heart, but I think we're doing it. I think we're going to do it with 1 heart. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close that. This is the regular size crocodile. And if you're making cards or, anything like that, it's amazing. And it comes in this fun kit and it's super fun. It, however, does not reach into the middle of a journal. So more recently, a couple years now, I bought this big crocodile 2. So if you're going to invest in one, or if you find this on sale or, whatever, this one has the arm reach, right? That can go into a journal. So let's get that out. And we have our 3 eyelets. And we are just going to find a place to put these holes. Now, the only way I know how to do that is to kind of measure it. So I'll go into this little box because it already has some strips in there. And we'll get a strip of paper the length of our book. And we'll mark T at the top because this is how I learned. We'll put a T here. We are not going to need to put a T on this because it is oriented. I've already checked the pages. We are solid. Now, these pages are different sizes, and I want to make sure they're oriented in the middle, although I did have one in here that was not like even a page. It was like right here. So let's just choose a random, oh, you know what? I'm not going to choose a random one. I'm going to put it right on this page right here. It's going to go right here. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to, again, that's what I mean by middle oriented. We're going to put it in the middle of the book as opposed to bottom, right, or top. And some of these other ones we can fuss around a little bit. Now, it's not perfect. I'm just saying I'm not tapping it down on the bottom to get them all lined up in the bottom because I don't want that. All right, we will take this where it's at and we'll try and capture as much as possible. You guys, all of my jumbo clips I've used on like other things. I normally have giant clips and they're all holding other giant things. So these will work. Okay, so we're going to do that. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where you put the holes. It only matters that the holes on the cover match the book. And I'm going to cut them separately because I want to set the eyelets. So I'm going to take this little strip, and this is how I learned to do it. You fold it in half. It doesn't matter. You can mark it however you want. You fold it in half, and I'm going to make a mark there. And then you fold one end up to the middle. You could put your eyelet there. I take the tail and move it back up to that fold line. Okay, and we're going to put our hole here. So you're catching as much of the page as possible. All right, we'll do the same thing. We'll fold it into the middle. You have a mark right here. We're going to take the tail and fold it up to that end one more time. And that will get us this mark right here. Okay, so hopefully that's bright enough and you can see it. And all right, this pen I'll use to mark my book. You know, I'm going to take a guess as to where middle is on this sucker. It's close. It's close to like here. Okay. And I'm going to literally do that. That looks like it's the middle of the thing. I don't have to set two equally or anything like that. I'm going to get those close enough. All right. I'm then going to take this and do the same thing. I'm going to line it up with my book, and on that seam, I'm going to make those 3 marks. Okay. Now, when you punch these holes, we want to keep it as tight as we can this way. If you expand this book, you can see the papers move. Okay. So when we punch those holes, I want to keep it as tight as I can this way, which means I might use my awl and not my paper punch. Okay, let's get out this little bookbinding kit. This little thing is also listed below if you guys are ever interested, but you guys, you know, can find it anywhere. This thing has 2 things. It punches holes as well as sets eyelets. So we're going to punch our hole first, and you have to move it up here to what you want it to do. There we go. And so I'm just going to punch, and because, oh, nope, it's not long enough. I was going to say because my journal's small enough, but it's not. We're going to have to flip it around and get one more hole there. Okay, so now we have our 3 holes in there. It's not perfectly straight. It's completely fine. Okay, here's the life choices we have to make. I have 1 heart eyelet. I don't even know if the pink is the best thing to use on this. It's not even showing up on here. Should we use white? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, hold on. We might have to rethink our whole eyelet life right now. Did you know that was a thing? So I have this white flower. I also have like a white regular. But again, I might be out of kind of those. Obviously white I've used a lot of, more so than like green, and gosh knows more than purple. There's another pink. You guys, I'm going to put it over here. Oh, I'm going to put it over here in this little end caddy. We could use silver. And again, it doesn't really matter, friends. Now, if you're fancy, you can double these. I've actually never done that, but I've seen people do it. It's a good theory. I don't see any more white. Oh, there's a white flower. Oh, there's 2 white flowers. Okay, so we might do white flowers. Look at that one's doubled already in the little box. I'm pretty sure you just set them double like that. I'm pretty sure. All right, here's 2 white flowers. There we go. So let's decide if we like that more, because that might show up better on the box. What do you guys think? I think it shows up better on the box than the pink, right? And I mean, the pink's adorable, but yeah, I guess we'll use the white flowers, and I'll save these little pink ones for next year, you know, or whenever we need pink. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 pink flowers. Nice. All right, so we'll snap that little box back together. Put that away. All right, so now we click this up to eyelet, and you change the little knobs to whatever you think works well for your life. I'm not that picky. I don't really. Now, this one is nice because it uses the desk, right? And so, oh, that didn't even set super well. Do you see how it did that? Why did it do that? Am I on the wrong thing after I just said I don't care? I don't actually know. Let's try one more. It might have gotten shifted. Let's see. Oh, much better. Okay. All right, so we'll set this one. I may not have just caught it either. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. It's fine. But you can see that one I almost overdid. Do you see how the middle came up there? Huh. I think this is not the right bottom. I think maybe I just didn't catch that first one right. Yeah, I can feel it not. There it goes. Okay. It definitely matters, so don't listen to me when I say it doesn't matter, but I think in the grand scheme of life, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're all set there. We're good. And they're like not like butter smooth where you're going to want to run your finger over it. It doesn't matter. I'm putting my whole book of stuff in here. Now, here's the question. What are we binding this with? That's the question. I would love to bind it with this. But that's just not going to happen. We might be able to, it's just not going to happen. We're going to have to come up with another way to bind this with this, because I can get it. No, it's not even going to go through once. No, I'm certainly not going to get it through twice. Isn't this fun? This was in Happy Mail. Okay, so let's look at our little pouch of, yep, we have this pink. We also have, I guess that's red. I see this right here. And I'm wondering if it's attached still and if we have enough. Well, we certainly do. That's a different one. But this one, egads, Allison. Can you tell I'm not a sewer person? All right, we have plenty of pink stuff because, you know, I don't use it. So I can't believe I'm making a pink journal. It's very exciting, quite honestly. There's this one. There's this one, which is losing my attention. All right, we also have this little baker's twine that's a lighter pink. So let's decide. Let's decide which one we want to use here. Okay, we'll put the plain one away, and we just have to decide which one we want here. And for me, it's clearly this darker one. So that was easy. And we'll take our 1, 2, 3 links, cut it, and we can put this all away. Oh, I got a new needle. I don't think I'm going to show it to you. That will have to wait a month. All right, we'll get out this little book. This little bookbinding kit has everything you need, or you could piecemeal it together, right? But it has this. Let's get. That's not even the one I want. I want this big honker one. All right, and I'm going to use the awl because I don't want to lay this flat when I do it. Okay, so we will get out a book to make a little cradle with, and I'll thread my needle. I haven't tried my new needles, but I'll definitely get them out for next month. All right, we'll thread that. Okay, so I just kind of, you know, wedge it in here the best I can and poke through until it's all the way through, and then I keep it wedged and I, you know, push. Being careful not to obviously take off one of my digits. Okay. So again, we'll kind of wedge it in here and get it. And once it's through and you can keep it wedged, then you can push it through. And obviously the further down the awl you go, the thicker the hole is going to be. And I like, you can see those are kind of thick. I like them to be a good size hole. Okay, now that's a great example. See where that hole is? I did not catch that bottom page. I didn't catch it on either end. Oh, see, it came out the side here. So the only piece that's holding that in is that middle piece. Okay, so that's why it depends on where you place your paper. Okay, all right. So that being said, we will put this guy in our binding now, or in our cover. All right. So I'm going to start from the outside because I've been enjoying, you know, tying things on the outside. So wherever you start from, that's where your tail's going to be. So we're going to start from the middle hole and go up the middle, and don't lose your tail. You're going to keep it kind of folded, right? So that hole is lined up in theory, right? There it is. And you can go up or down either end. I tend to, I think, go up to the top, and through that hole and all the way down to the other one, or up to the other one, doesn't matter. Go to the other end. There we go. And then you're going to go back through the middle. And when you do it, you want to not split that thread that's already in there. So try to pull it to one side. This is not happy with me. So I have caught a piece of paper somewhere in here. It's kind of fussing with me, but again, I'm the one with the needle, so I can tell you who's going to win that. And we'll pull that and we'll go back through the same hole. Again, not catching this other thread because you don't want to split it. Okay, and we're done with our needle. So it goes immediately back into its little space tube that it lives in. All right, and that gets put away. Okay, so now we have 2 ends, and it looks like this. So these are obviously not equal, so I'm going to fuss with it to get them equal-ish. Equal-ish. And then you're going to take one on each side of this binding, the middle one, okay? So it looks like that now. And you're going to pull it taut. And I'm going to check the inside. And then do your knot. Whatever you do for a knot. So it stays. Right over left, left over right. Make sure knot tight, tight, tight. All right, do what you want to do. All right, I tend to do something, I don't even know. I tend to try and tie these off just a little bit for now, but any knot, it doesn't matter. I will make decisions on this later. I will probably add another loop here at the top, okay? Then I take my bindings off, my clips, and erase my marks. I don't need to go in here. Those marks don't show, but if they did, you could still erase them, but they're not showing, so that's fine. Okay? And there we have the cutest little February journal. Now, you can tell we have quite a bit of room. It's already alligating. Is alligating a word? I mean, like, I know alligating's a word, but is it a word how I used it? I don't think it is, but you know what I'm saying, okay? What we can do on this is we can come in and bring out these folds. So if we want to, this fold right here, well, I don't want to make it that wide, but we could refold some of these to bring it out, right? To make that wider so it's not as tight and it would sit flatter, right? So we might do that. It also shortens the page and it brings it back into the book a little bit. Do you see that right there? Okay, so we could definitely do that on some of these pages. I'm going to leave it for now because I don't know. It's going to get so fat and full in here. I may want to bring some of these pages out though, because yeah, anyway. So the only decision we have to make is how to use this. Now I could just wrap this baby up and like do this with it at the end of it, but I feel like that's not the best use of this. And I'm not a big wraparound person. We could like attach it somehow and make it an actual tie. Well, we could make it a tie this way. I've done this before and whoops, just run it under here. You could do it before you put your signatures in, obviously, but you can just run it the length of your book this way and tie it. You would have to, if you wanted it to grab the cover, you would like adhere it, right? We could glue it or staple it or whatever in here. We could actually spread it out if we wanted to in here and adhere it, and then it would be attached to the cover here on the inside and like be able to tie. So that's kind of fun. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this piece of wonderment, but it will be used. We could tie it this way around the journal, and I may not use all of it, but we could just kind of tie it as a, on the binding type thing. Okay. That would totally work as well. We could just kind of make some tassels and hang them, and that might be really, really fun. Okay. So I think for now, I'll probably leave it right here. Just knowing that we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Okay. And that's fine. So we're going to leave it just so it's kind of out of the way, but that's going to be my February journal. Now I'm going to be gone for a while. So when you see this, I will be gone on my trip. When I get back, 1, 2, 3, 4, you've seen I've marked these pages, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of the month will have already passed, and I will not have done anything in my journal, including the numbers. I'm not going to do the numbers yet because I know what I need to do for them, and it's not going to happen right now, and I have to go to bed. What time is it? It's 10:18 at night. It's like 2 hours past my bedtime, and I have to go to bed, and I leave tomorrow, and I have to pack still. So that's February. Here's my pieces that I have not used yet. This is really fun, and I don't know how I'm going to incorporate this, but I think I'm going to incorporate this. I have some doilies that we just painted, so these will be fun. I mean, that looks even fun on that front cover that's not like all pink and whatever. That looks really cute. And I do have a giant doily that I love making. I often send these out in Happy Mail. It was one of the pages, and I took it out because I have extra pages, so we will incorporate this somehow in here. And my back edge is not quite covered yet. The paper was a little bit small to cover the whole thing, and I'm completely fine with it, because again, if I end up putting something like this in here, if I who knows, we could use this trim down the sides. We could put pink pom-poms or white pom-poms on here. I mean, holy cow, how cute would that be? So I'm completely fine with that. This little ditty will continue to grow throughout the month. Oh my gosh, it's so stinking cute. And Dolly's going to make the journal, I tell you what. So happy February, friends. I am super glad you're here. Let me know if you're playing along with my item of the month. It's already posted. The item of the month I chose as my challenge, and I hope you guys are inspired to play along. The item of the month I randomly chose, is stamps. So my goal is to use stamps every day in this journal. So that means I have to get out my stamps and get them over here to show you, and then stamp. I will be stamping my days of the week in numbers. Okay, that will be one way I'm going to use my stamps, and then we'll figure out other ways to stamp. Okay, so wish me luck. I will miss you as I'm gone. I always miss this community very much. I don't know how much time I'll be able to watch your videos and comment. Just know that I'll be catching up as much as I can when I get back, and I will be coming back to catch up in my own journal, obviously, and create. So I have lots of fun things that I'm hoping to incorporate into my journal. So yeah, here we go. Happy February. Thanks for being here, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the Dolly journal, and happy February. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you find something today that inspires you. Take care.